reality, Chabad tripled itself after the passing of the Rebbe. Seemingly it should have been. I remember when it happened, people said that we can close shop. It says you can close shop, that's it, the game is over. You had a leader, and he's not here anymore. Everybody's going to do whatever they want, and the fact is that it tripled itself.
It's still interesting, though, that even someone such a righteous, a tzadikim, that still is restricted. The body still has this weight to fully affect.
The Rebbe said to Arik Sharon that I'm not perfect. The Rebbe said to him, no one is perfect.
His nefesh state in the grave is just the tzaddik's nefesh that it stays?
It's a known phenomena that the bodies of tzadikim, of unique tzadikim, their bodies, they do not decompose. So they said about the Rebbe Rashab that the Russian government one day decided that they are going to build a highway or skyscrapers in a Jewish cemetery. So they asked the Rebbe if they're allowed or they should transfer the body of the Rebbe Rashab, of the fifth Lubavitcher Rebbe. The Rebbe told them to do it, and he gave them specific instructions. And those they had to fast the whole day, and at nighttime they sneaked in and they did this whole thing. I think he's buried in Rostov, but they testified that the body was perfect. And talking about at least 120 years that went by. Yeah. And it's not the only time. There's a few more incidents with tzaddikim that they transferred their body from other countries, and that the body was complete. Yeah, the idea is that the more we are involved with our body, the harder it is for the neshama to detach from it. That's why sometimes a person has to go through purifications and cleansing in the upper world, because of his attachment to the body is so strong. And when someone is involved with Torah and good deeds, and is not giving so much importance to the body, I'm not speaking about ignoring the physicality, I'm talking about constantly feeding it with every kind of urge or any type of craving. Feeding it makes the body stronger and stronger, the animalistic soul is stronger and stronger. I heard from Mashpia in Kfar Chabad, Rabbi Koch. He was my teacher in yeshiva, was head of the yeshiva. So he said that if you think about it, the more you're living in this world, the more physical you become, because you are engaged in physicality more and more. You had many more meals, you had many more hours of sleep, many more hours of engaging in worldly matters, so you became more coarse, more physical. So, but on the other hand, we also became more spiritual, because we learned during this time, during those years. If you're living for 50, 60 years in this world, so for 50 years you've been praying, you've been davening, you've been learning, doing all the good things that you did. So we should be equally physical and spiritual, because the spiritual always counteract the physical. So right, they both have to grow. You can't tell me that at 60 I'm going to be more physical than at 50, because now I had another 10 years of eating and sleeping and taking care of my physical needs. So, because during those 10 years I also learned and prayed and did good deeds. So the answer to this is, he said, because eating and sleeping, you really ate and you really slept. And davening, sometimes you daven, but do you really daven? You learn, but do you really learn? So he said, eating, there's no two ways about it. You're eating. The Baal Shem Tov, one of his, I think his first teacher, he found he was 7 years old. He was not the regular student. He didn't really get along so much in school. He left school and he was walking by himself in the forest. He saw a Jew in the forest, an elderly man, and he watched him and he heard the way he was praying. And he liked that he prayed with a melody. He prayed because he enjoyed the prayer, enjoyed the connection with God. It wasn't for him, okay, it starts page 4 and I got to get to page 45, and as fast as I can get to page 45, I'm good. He enjoyed it. It was part of him. He said when he saw him eating, after he finished learning, he finished davening, he finished learning, he washed his hand and he ate a piece of bread. So he said that the eating took less time than the grace after meal. The bracha, Birkat HaMazon that he prayed after took longer than the actual time that he spent on the food. And watching him like this caused the Baal Shem Tov to be drawn after this tzaddik. Anyway, so let's do the Ein Yaakov for today. I don't know how you want to categorize this episode. I guess the Q&A maybe.